You guys ready to start it right up? Thursday Night Football back in the whole week in 2 days. Here we go.
Shane, Geno talked. I know he's kind of his own harshest critic, but he talked about maybe being too aggressive. And just how have you seen him handle that balance of taking what defenses give him versus taking the shots from there?
Yeah, I think Geno's done a tremendous job all year long of taking what the defense is giving him, and even the times where he's had some mistakes or it hasn't gone his way, his ability to be resilient, bounce right back the next play, the next series, and lead the offense in a positive way has been pretty impressive to watch. So I know, hey, it's not always going to be perfect through the course of a 17-game season, and Geno knows that too, and all you can do is keep learning from the mistakes and then move forward and try to be better as a result of those.
He tells us he's been too aggressive. How's that shown up? What does that mean?
I just think, at times, he's done a great job of being aggressive down the field when the timing or the rhythm of the play has allowed it. And I think, there's some times too where I think, in an instance where you might think you have a free play, but it wasn't confirmed quite yet, being a little bit aggressive right there. And I know those are things that you try to avoid, but, he's all coming from the right place when he's making these decisions. Those are snap decisions that you got to make in the heat of the moment. And, I know he's his harshest critic, but I think he's done a great job, overall over the course of a season of really mitigating risk throughout the course of games and doing a great job taking care of the football.
So would you agree with his assessment that he is being too aggressive right now?
No, I think Geno's playing great ball. I know there's times we want him to be aggressive, and the biggest thing is what's the result, what's the process of the play going into it, and I think there's certain times where if the result isn't what we're looking for, we're always going to be a little bit more critical on ourselves, and I know Geno's of that regard right there. So I trust him with all with all of our hearts in doing the right thing and down in and down out with the ball. So we'll learn from it. There's chances where he knows he can get the ball to a check down at times, but I don't want to take any of the big time throws that he's been making down the field away just at the expense of a mistake here or there that can happen through the course of a year.
How much, if you get the running game going a little bit better, how much more would that help?
Yeah, I think that's a big help. We know we want to be a balanced offense. We know it hasn't gone our way the last couple of weeks. We've hit a little bit of a lull in the run game, and like we've always said, it takes all 11 in the run game. So got to get everything going. Got to get eliminate some of those negative runs, especially on early downs, so we can stay efficient. And that's the type of football we want to play. And knowing when the run game's clicking, it makes it that much easier in the pass game with the marriage of the run and the pass. And we'll look to be more efficient this week coming up.
It might also help to mitigate Nick Bosa just a little bit. Why is he such an effective pass rusher?
I mean, he's nonstop. He's such a great combination of talent and work ethic, desire to get to the quarterback. He does an excellent job. You see him throughout the course of the year. He's always getting double teamed or triple teamed, chipped, and he's just relentless to the ball. And then if he does have those one-on-one ops, he's been maximizing them if he gets matched up against a running back or matched up against a tight end. So we just got to do a good job knowing what type of player he is, being aware of where he's at, and doing the best job we can throughout the course of the game of limiting his impact on the game, but also knowing a player his caliber, he's going to have his chances. There's going to be some plays, and then it's that next play mentality where we're right on to the next one, looking to get a positive play to get back on track.
What would it mean to get Ken Walker back in this game?
Yeah, it'd be a positive impact. I think, as an offense as a whole, he's had some good explosive runs throughout the course of the season. Some of the breakaway runs that he's had. But I think the running backs as a whole, I think all the guys we still have trust in, whether it's Travis Homer running back there, Tony Jones, those guys doing a good job. And I think we need to do a better job as an offense as a whole of helping those guys out and getting the production out of the run game.
With the run game, could it be as simple as converting third down so you get the reps and the chances to do it more?
Yeah, I think it goes, for us at least a little bit more to being more efficient with the runs. We've done a decent job on some third downs. I think, right around that 43% mark, and some games have been better than others. But for us in the run game the last few weeks have been really more the zero or the minus runs, early downs in those early down situations that have gotten us off track and put us into a little bit more second and long and third and a little bit longer situations where, Geno's done a good job on some of those, what we call the get back on track downs, those second and longer downs. But, we know if we stack too many of those in the game, that's where we get behind the chains, and it's not going to be as effective for us on offense.
What changes for a coordinator on a short week like this?
Well, the game doesn't change, right? We're still playing it. It's still going to happen. So just packing everything in, I think being smart over the course of the year when you have some downtime or some breaks in the schedule, being able to look ahead a little bit so you're prepared for it, for a short week that's coming up. And then, when the game ended on Sunday, really trying to wrap up what would be Monday on Sunday night and just push everything earlier and get it all in there. I think doing good with, the John Wooden quote would say, be quick but don't hurry. You got to pack everything in there, but we don't want to rush it at the expense of not being detailed in our work and what we're doing. So try to pack everything in, and the players have done an excellent job too. Being flexible, being here right away. They're still recovering from that pretty physical game on Sunday. Did a great job getting in the training room, getting in the weight room, getting their rehab stuff in, and being ready to go. So when we were out here and we had a plan laid out that Monday evening where we're already jumping into our first second down plan, those guys were mentally ready to go, and have done a nice job these last 2 days.
When was this game plan fully in?
Say that again?
When was this game plan fully in?
No, still working. Yeah. This will be the Thursday night, a little bit to, cross our T's and dot our I's tomorrow, and, really feel like tomorrow, like today for us would be like a normal Thursday would be. Yesterday was like a Wednesday. Tomorrow will be like a kind of a half a Friday, and then we're ready to go. Thursday morning is Saturday, and Thursday night is Sunday. So there's our schedule.
How do you coach execution on first and second downs? Communications and recognition?
Yeah, definitely the communication and recognition come into it, and then the thing we've been preaching this week too is as the season gets into this, the fourth quarter, so to speak, is making sure we're not dropping off on any of our fundamentals, and I think a lot of times, you get to this course, this part of the season, you got all the plays in, you got all the offense in that you need, and I think just revisiting just the simple techniques, how we're hitting blocks, how we're reading out runs, how we're IDing the fronts, all the basics that go all the way back to OTAs and training camp, and make sure we're on point with those details at this point in the season, and not letting anything take any steps back as the games go on.
And with Bosa, they really make it difficult at times, right? To know where he is. I mean, they move him around a lot.
Yeah, they'll move him around, especially in those known passing scenarios and those rush plans they have going with him. He'll rush inside, outside, left, right. He'll do it from a little bit of every position there, and then you mix in Warner and Sampson and Armstead, all these guys that they got. They got a relentless pass rush, a relentless front seven that's been doing a great job getting after the quarterback.
Are any of those fundamental stuff that you were talking about, maybe why the run game hasn't hit in the last few weeks?
Yeah, I think it all plays a part in it, and I think that's something that we do a good job of just revisiting, going through, runs from the past, runs from other games, runs from training camp, just as far as the technique goes. And I know with Kaylee and Andy, they've been relentless with that, and Coach McPherson, just getting all the front guys really set and how they're hitting things and doing a good job. So, like I said, we're going and we feel like we're fundamentally on the rise as we're finishing out this season and not plateauing.
Is it easier if you're in a rhythm to do the fundamentals, and as feel kind of choppy and didn't have to go back and think about it?
Yeah, I think for us, I think as far as coaching and talking about and the players, revisiting the fundamentals, that's something that we're, on the daily pursuit of being excellent with. But I also think, in the course of a game, when you do get off base a little bit, you might get stuck in a play that didn't work, and then, you try to go outside the framework, maybe try a little bit too hard on the next play, and that's just what we're trying to eliminate. Not to say that we've done that, more than a small sample size, but really trying to eliminate that and just get that consistent, model of offense going where we got a good balance of run and pass.
Do coordinators tend to condense their play sheets for Thursday night game because you don't have the same amount of time?
Yeah, I think, the one benefit of playing a Thursday night game this late in the year is, like I mentioned earlier, we have a pretty full array of offense in at this point. So, I think just being able to be smart with it, being able to really understand what the volume is, and the players have done a good job. We have such smart players that, feel good about, being able to pick and choose and rely on a game plan of stuff that we really know and can execute at a high level, because it is, you don't get the full speed reps necessarily, especially in the passing game, some of the third downs and the red zone stuff. So just doing a good job of really being able to execute plays that we know that have come throughout the course of the year that maybe haven't popped up yet in games, or maybe they have, never know.
Did you watch the Thursday night game last week?
Yeah, I watched the Thursday night game last week. Yes, I did. Yes.
Like that, where you get a quarterback flying in 48 hours before you got to play.
Yeah, that was an impressive job by Mayfield there of really stepping in and executing the fourth quarter. And it just shows you how close this league is, man. Every player in this league is good. Everyone can execute at a high level, and just different circumstances can play out so differently. But like everybody else, you end up at the end of a game plan night having the little bit of excitement on TV right there, and you turn into a fan just watching to see what happens. And it's always great to see guys have success around the league, and obviously other than the times we're playing them.
What did you think of the way Travis ran against the Panthers?
I thought Travis ran hard. I thought, he, especially on the one run up the middle there where he's able to fight for extra yards, ripping through contact right there, breaking through the first level. But Travis is always going to run hard. He's always going to do the right thing. And I think, we've got to keep doing a good job of being great around him and letting him show his speed and his power that he's been able to display throughout his career.
Anything else? Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.